Coach's Corner with Heck and King live at Corby's Irish Pub is presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets Insurance, Han Funeral Homes and Bricks Driving School in Mishawaka, and the Harbor Group Planned Wealth in Anderson.
If you're watching on live, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and comment in the live chat. If you're listening on audio podcasts, follow the show and leave a 5-star review. Now here's Heck and King.
Hello. What just a fantastic day here in South Bend, Indiana. 2 days ago, we have snowstorms, 5-6 inches. Elkhart doesn't have school. The only two schools in this area that have school are Mishawaka, School City, Mishawaka, and South Bend Community Schools.
Okay.
Penn has a 2-hour delay. Of course, I'm subbing that day, and I'm begging. I mean, who needs to beg anyway? But I'm begging because I want a 2-hour delay. I mean, I'm retired. I can take whatever I want, right?
Exactly. You sure can.
I can take whatever I want, but I go to school. And today, it's 60 degrees out. Just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And what a great show we have tonight. We have the great Bennett Wise with us. All things sports. All things sports. He's absolutely amazing. I'm surprised he's not at the girls' game for Notre Dame tonight. I mean, I'm surprised he's in South Bend, to be honest with you. But he is. Next to him, we have the great Patrick J. King. Is Jay your middle name, by the way?
No, you asked me that last week.
What is your middle name?
Patrick Lee.
Patrick great
Lee, yes.
Patrick Lee. And we have WKRP on the end.
On the air. Baby.
As our fact checker.
Yes.
We're a little discombobulated here. But hey, nothing phases me. You can move cameras, you can bring people on the set, you can do whatever the hell you want. But I keep rolling. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll say, Pat, sit the hell down so we can roll here. Just a great show tonight. First of all, I got to tell you, and I think, Bennett, you would appreciate this. Last night, Pat and I drive down to Indianapolis, the Primo Banquet facility, and we go down for the induction of the 2026 Hall of Fame class.
We need a round table. That's what we need.
But could you shut the hell up while I'm talking now? I mean,
it's never bothered you before.
The logistics are done. Oh, they're done. We got WKRP. We got Pat. We got Bennett.
You people at home have a treat because we have a new leader in the clubhouse for speeches at the Hall of Fame banquet. So go ahead.
Yes. Now, Bennett, you probably didn't get wind of this because it was just a small circle of people that were at the banquet last year. But
900.
Yeah, but anyway, a small intimate circle. But So they send this thing out, this letter, and they say, you got 3 minutes to talk. Okay? 3 minutes? Do you know me, right?
Oh, yeah, that's not possible.
3 minutes?
Not possible.
So, I'm driving to a game at the Muncie Central Fieldhouse. I'm driving last year to watch Mount Vernon play Anderson. And on the way back, I say, well, it's a good time for me to time my speech. Because I got my speech all set. So I get my phone, I hit the timer, I give my speech, I shut the timer off. I'm at 23 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Now I'm at 23, just talking from the heart. Right. So now I say, I got to cut this down a little bit, man.
A little bit.
No, I know. Well, here's the thing that happens. And I'm a true Christ-like believer. I mean, I think God is amazing. So the first speaker right before me, I was number 2. The first speaker was Matthew Graves, the head coach at Indiana State. Mm-hmm. Matthew was a great player down in southern Indiana. I think he went to White River Valley, right?
Valley, yep.
Yeah. And so he gets up. First thing he says, I got the memo, folks. I know I'm only on for 3 minutes, so hang in there. I'll be 3 minutes. he put the ball on a tee for me, and all I had to do was swing. Because I get up next, and I look at the crowd. I look at the Hall of Fame committee. I said, what memo? I never got a memo. Come on, man.
And everybody all 900 people knew they were doomed.
I said, you must have sent it to the wrong address. I didn't get a memo. So I had this speech all set for about 5 minutes. I tore it up. I got rid of it. I talked from the heart, and I went about 12 and a half minutes. Here's
Respectable.
and here's how I validated that. There were 3 people that weren't there. So I took their 9 minutes. I mean, all 3 of them were dead.
It's just math. Yeah.
I took their minutes. So
your credit is what credit it built up.
Our friend Q down in Anderson has a comment here about that we all had stopwatches at the awards last week. What Q, the over under I think was 8 minutes. I think that's about right.
Yeah. Well, I blew that away.
Yes, you did.
But so anyway, so Jerry Baumholt, long time basketball coach in Indiana, great basketball coach. Jay County. There's a great story. He was the varsity assistant at Anderson Highland High School, and the head coach at Anderson Highland High School was a legend named Bob Fuller. Mm-hmm. And Bob Fuller had made his bones at North Judson High School.
Yes, he did.
I don't know if you remember Bob Fuller.
I don't remember. From Emergency, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he made his bones.
Dr. Brackett.
He made his bones at North Judson, WKRP.
That's right.
And then he went to Anderson Highland and was doing a great job. Halftime of like the 4th game of the season, he has a heart attack in the locker room and dies in the locker room.
It was at Lapel.
It was at Lapel.
At Lapel.
Wow. And nothing good freaking ever happens at Lapel anyway. I'm just saying too.
His wife was the cheerleader sponsor.
Yes.
And that's why she was at the Hall of Fame thing last night with Baumholt.
Yeah, and the only thing ever to happen good at Lapel is a restaurant called Bongi's, right?
Yep.
Only thing in Lapel. But anyway, so he has a heart attack. He dies, and Jerry Baumholt has to take over. He has to take over. Rest of the year, they go 23-1.
They were number 1 in the state.
They go 23-1.
Win the sectional.
And they bring him in and fire him at the end of the season, hire somebody else. But
they hire Coach Stafford.
Yeah, and anyway, Jerry went on to have a great career, man. Just a great career. So he's the first speaker. I kid you not. He goes 22 freaking minutes. There was a great player at IU. His name was Phil Eisenbarger. He's sitting like 2 tables behind me. During the speech at the 15-minute mark, he comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder. He says, "Heck, you're off the hook." I had like 50 people,
and then he
come up to me.
He was on his way out to use the restroom. Came back and Jerry was still talking.
Yeah, off the hook. The great Tommy DeBates, who was the head coach at Clay High School when Jerron Cornell played and when they won a state championship. And
94.
I mean, Tommy DeBates comes up to me, "Heck, you're off the hook, man." and so we went, Jerron Cornell, they honored him. I'm upset that they didn't honor him before, and he died just a tragic death with heart issues. But the people that they had there or that were being honored, I'll just go through some of the guys that I think you might know. The aforementioned Jerry Baumholt, Brandon Brantley, who played at Andrean, who's an assistant coach at Purdue. Wallace Bryant, a 7-footer that played at Gary Emerson, played. So where did he play college ball? WKRP.
What was the name?
Wallace Bryant.
He played at North Carolina State?
No, he played at San Francisco University.
Okay.
You're supposed to be the fact checker, man.
Some facts I don't know.
You sprung that one on him.
Yeah, you did.
Jerron Cornell, Tom Cutter, Lafayette Central Catholic, had a great career at Western Michigan. The great Jay Edwards.
Yes.
Great Jay Edwards from Marion, IU. But here's the kicker about Jay. And I don't know what the deal was. I asked Pat. He didn't know what the deal was. He decides not to speak. Mm-hmm. He declined to give a speech. So I don't know. But he was a great freaking player.
Him and Lyndon Jones.
Yes.
Dynamic duo.
Cole Mr. Basketball.
Yes.
They won the state.
Rick Fox.
3 in a row.
Okay, Rick Fox from Warsaw, North Carolina, starred in 200 movies. 200 movies. He is running for political office in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Had to skip because they had voting in the Bahamas last night.
Oh, wow.
So so there's an extra 3 minutes right there. Cliff Hawkins, just a great coach, had a liver or a kidney transplant about a year ago. Let me see. Marty Johnson, great coach. Bob Punter from
Yes.
Valpo.
Yes.
From Valpo.
Oh, went to high school in DeMott.
He did.
I believe so.
I think that's right.
Was he a punter? Well, I mean, did he play football?
No.
No,
And he was not a. He was not
Was
a
he a
kicker.
punter? I don't know. You're a fact checker.
He was a punter at DeMott, but
Who's on first?
yeah.
And then the great Eddie Schilling. So have you ever heard of Eddie Schilling?
No.
I have not known.
So Eddie Schilling played at Miami of Ohio, just a great high school basketball coach in the state of Indiana.
He was on the same team with Ron Harper, wasn't he?
Yes,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
a,
84, yeah, I would have
just-
timed out. Yeah.
just a great player, and coached in the NBA with John Calipari.
Mhm.
Coached on the IU staff. Just a lot of great. He's now the head basketball coach at Pepperdine University.
At least for a couple more days.
Yeah, no, I know. His first year, they win the league. This year, he's 4 and forever.
Mhm.
So what are you going to do?
Yeah. By the way, Bob Punter, 1965 graduate of DeMott High School.
Okay, congratulations.
Yes, 113 points in his career, by the way.
That's why you're on the show.
That's why he's a fact checker.
No, he's WKRP.
Yeah, got it right there.
Yeah, no, that's exact. He's the fact checker. Thank
Well,
you, man. Good job.
And to show that the age group here, Heck and I have coached with and against several of these people that are on that list.
Yes,
So
without question.
we're into that age group. Bob Punter was the Valpo coach when we played in the regional in 07 over at Michigan City.
Yes.
When he had Robbie Hummel and Martin and that crew over at Valpo.
And of course, Bob Punter married Amzie Miller's daughter.
I see he would know that.
So what was her last name? Place kicker.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just. This show started off on a bad end.
we have a
and
drum-
it hasn't gotten any better.
I know we miss John Overmeyer.
Yeah. No,
He's the stability.
no, but the stability tonight is obviously Bennett Wise Bennett. What's going on with the Notre Dame girls now? I mean, preview that for us a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Heading down to Columbus. Got to play on Saturday against Fairfield, who's ranked as an 11 seed. When it comes to them, they are a 3-point shooting nightmare. Number 1 in the country, 11 made threes per game. They shoot 30 per game, which I believe is 3rd in Division I. And Notre Dame's 3-point defense is, I believe, 197th.
It's shaky at best.
Yeah, it's 197th in all of Division I. So defense is going to be huge for Notre Dame, as it always is, because that kickstarts their offense, do a lot in transition. So if they can shut down the 3-point ball, I mean, Fairfield, they had an undefeated season a couple of years ago too. I mean, it's a very respectable program. And then obviously if they move on and if Ohio State moves on, you got a lot of Notre Dame, Ohio State ties when it comes to that team. Kevin McGuff, the head coach, obviously was an assistant under Muffet McGraw and coached Neil Ivey during the national championship run. And Letitia McGuff also Notre Dame royalty in that regard. And then just a lot going on there. I mean, even Neil Ivey is the McGuff's godmother to
Oh, really?
Letitia and Kevin's daughter. I believe her name is Kieran, and she plays at Bowling Green. And so that was
Okay.
really neat.
Wow.
Bowling Green came here this year, played Notre Dame, and
So
there's a lot of familiar ties with it.
So time-wise, tomorrow,
2:00.
2:00 ball game? Saturday, ESPN. The girls are, at least a day behind. Today's a play-in game, I think, or day. Is that right?
Yeah, yesterday and today.
Okay.
We're the play-in for the women.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think that Ohio State took the girls' soccer team out of the tournament. Is that correct?
Yes.
This year? Yeah. Yeah. We had a show that night.
Yes.
And Ohio State beat Notre Dame
In overtime here.
women's soccer. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously, in this tournament or any tournament, it does you no good to look even 5 minutes ahead.
No.
Because it's all about what High Point did today.
As
beating Wisconsin.
almost did today to Duke.
Yes, but I have to say this. I think in the history of the brackets, my wife is the only person that picked High Point.
It'd be interesting to see.
She did. I said, Monica. She goes, I picked High Point. And I looked on the brackets. She got High Point.
I don't have the scores, but I've got the winners circled so far today.
Yeah. So I mean, and obviously, here's my take on that. When you're playing a team that shoots well from 3-point land, on any given day, it's a tough shot to make. Number one, and St. Joe High School, the Huskies shot almost 36% from 3 for the year. Against Northridge, they're 6 for 25. Now, I will tell you, a lot of those were rushed threes, in my opinion, panic threes when they got behind. So, maybe 4 or 5 of those were just real bad looks.
Right.
But they had some great looks, and the ball just didn't go. So when you're playing a team like that, that shoots a lot of threes, sometimes that team isn't hitting. What I always say, or what I always wanted when I had a team in a tournament, I wanted an inside game.
Right.
Because an inside game.
Well, you're an old school guy, yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted an inside game because those baskets are and nothing's easy, but they're relatively easy.
Right.
And look what Brady Scholl from Northridge did to St. Joe. I mean, St. Joe had no answer for him, whether they fronted the post, whether they one in front, one in back. He continued to get angles, and I didn't think St. Joe covered down well enough. So when you got bigs, you can always get easier baskets.
Does Fairfield have somebody down low that could be a problem for Notre Dame if Notre Dame extends its defense too far out on the perimeter?
No, it doesn't look like size, too big of a size advantage, if any. And Notre Dame has actually done a fairly good job when it comes to handling size this year, because what they do is sometimes they go into this 2-3 zone, and it's the way they play it. It's very aggressive. Obviously, when you have Hannah Hidalgo up top, but Vanessa DeJesus does a really good job covering the backside. And then if it does go down to the post, there's the person up here at the top of the key is always coming down to collapse. So size shouldn't be a factor. I mean, when you get to Ohio State, then you might have to worry about a little bit more. But when you look at what this team has done all year, yeah, they're undersized compared to a lot of teams, but they make up for it with the speed and aggressiveness that they bring on the defensive side of the ball. And obviously the catalyst of all of it is Hannah Hidalgo, and that's why she leads the nation in steals and third in points.
How concerned should fans be about the fact they really haven't used much of a bench this year? Especially now
this time of year, this time of year, you look at years prior and you only used 7, 8 players at most, and 8 if they were lucky. I mean, what was really encouraging, especially towards the end of this year, was take last year for example. You go out to number 1 in the country, and then you backslide before the ACC tournament. And what's been the difference this year is they got all that out in January. Started going well in February and March, and then you get it all the way to the ACC semifinals, and you take the eventual champions from Duke. They have
been playing better, haven't they? They had their little slump in January.
Ayanna Moore's really finding it from distance. Malaya Coles has been a really reassuring presence on the inside, offensively and defensively. And then when you can stick the length of Cass Prosper pretty much anywhere on the floor, it's a real versatile asset for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about depth, I mean, I know teams that will say we could go 9 deep, or and maybe even 10 deep. But I think when you're in a tournament, unless it's a foul situation and you're in trouble, I don't think you want to go 9 deep, right? I think you want to have your best players on the court.
You shorten the bench.
I mean, maybe 7 deep at the most.
If you go 9 deep, that 8th or 9th player, if you look at the box scores at the end, their minutes played is probably half of what it is during the season. Right.
Without question.
If those guys are playing, let's say 10 to 15 during the season, they might be playing only 7 or 8. You're taking people out right before the media breaks and stuff. They're getting 30 seconds of a clock plus the 2-minute timeout, and then it's time to go back in the game.
Yeah, and in tournament play, it was always important for me, and I don't know how you felt about this. It was always important for me to keep players in the flow of the game. Mm-hmm. And a lot of coaches have different philosophies. When a player picks up 2 fouls early, whether that player is just a role player, or whether that player is the best player on the floor. When you pick up 2 fouls early in a game, I mean some coaches you know, in a high school game might hold them out if their team's competing well the rest of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Or they may say, well, you know, we're getting beat bad here. I got to get these guys in, or there won't be a second half.
Yeah.
What was your philosophy on that?
Well, I very much agree. And there's once you get to tourney time, those guys get that second foul in the second quarter. I think you see more and more coaches leaving those players in that second quarter, risking that third foul. And, you know, they may pull them, but they're leaving them in there. They're just not taking them out saying,
let me ask you this question. How can you pull them and then leave them in there? That's what you just said.
Well,
they might pull them or they might leave them in there.
They're going to do one or the other.
I'm just busting you up.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it, too, depends on the player. I mean, you look in the case of Notre Dame, it was blanking on which game it was, but Hannah Hidalgo picked up 4 fouls and was playing pretty much the entire fourth quarter with 4 fouls and still being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a catalyst and a playmaker like that, and that's kind of the gamble you need to take, because also when you're that good of a player, you have the IQ of going, okay, I have 4 fouls. I need to dial it back slightly.
And I think it's important, and I know you'll agree with this, to have had those players in those positions during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And someone from the stands might say, Coach, you got to take this player out. Where the coach might be saying, I'm going to let this player play and learn how to play with 3 fouls early,
Mm-hmm.
and have a feel for how to do that.
Thinking about it, it was the Louisville game to end the regular season.
Oh yeah,
And on the road
center.
on the road against a ranked team, and Hannah picked up 4 fouls in the fourth quarter and just said, keep me in the game. I mean, even, you know, the Duke game, I think she only didn't play 14 seconds, and she said it was the longest 14 seconds of her life.
Yeah.
So it's when you have the high IQ players who can handle that situation, that helps a ton.
Well, and then and in the St. Joe game, in the St. Joe Northridge game, with maybe 4 minutes left. I mean, Elijah King fouls out. He had 4 fouls, and you got to know you got 4 fouls.
Mm-hmm.
And his 5th foul, it was just, I mean, I didn't say it on the air, but nobody listens to this show anyway, so I'll say it here. It was just a stupid foul.
Right.
I mean, there was no rhyme, no reason why you would have committed that foul, especially since you got 4.
Right.
Now, at some point in the season, and I know Eric Gaff let his guys play through those scenarios.
Right.
But, you know, you have to be really have a great understanding of the game to know that you have to stay on the court.
Yeah, you can't go block every shot. You can't make every steal.
Well, you can't go for a steal 50 feet away and bump into the guy.
Not even in scoring position. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I thought that was a big play for St. Joe. I mean, to be honest with you.
Had to be. That's when you tell those players, you got to stay on the floor. Figure out how to stay on the floor.
Yeah, and if you do that in game 10, and you know you end up losing the game because they foul out, you got film for the rest of the year to show your team.
Yeah,
this is not how you play when you got 4 fouls.
Ideally, that's when you do that on a Tuesday or Saturday night non-conference game during the season when you're up 10 or 12 in the second quarter and they pick up the second foul.
Exactly.
You keep them on the floor and see if they can get to halftime.
So what game did you do this weekend?
Well, I did. What game was that? I did the Texas. I don't remember what game it was. What game did you guys do?
My bad. You were in Texas.
I was in Texas all weekend.
All your exes live in Texas.
Yeah, I was doing birthday parties.
Yeah, John and I did a pair of games. We did the
Tri-County. We were over to Huntington,
weren't you? Huntington, yeah. We did the Tri-County Canterbury game, the first game, and then second game, Bremen and Lures. What a comeback by Bremen in the second half.
Both games were 2-pointers, weren't they? Or real close.
Canterbury lost by 1 to Tri-County, and Lures beat Bremen by 4.
Okay.
But Lures was up 17 in the third quarter. Bremen calls timeout. They go on a 20-2 run, and Devine just goes off. I mean,
he's a good player.
Yeah, he should be looked at by some of the small colleges around here, and I think he's good enough. He could play at a mid-major, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal, because Brady Scholl, and I know you'll understand this too. Brady Scholl at 6'7" is a Division I player. There's no question in my mind.
100%.
There's no question. But in today's day and age, major colleges at the Division I level might only take 1 high school guy and 3 portal guys.
Right.
So the high school guys are getting left out a little bit. And I'll tell you who's getting rich. is the leagues like the Crossroads League. He's going to Indiana Wesleyan. Greg Tonigal is a great coach at Indiana Wesleyan.
Yes, he is.
And if Brady Show goes there and has great numbers, he'll be recruited then to the D1 level.
Right. And he's a true all-around player. What he's really developed this year is the three-point shot, which you get him on the perimeter. That's terrifying because he is so versatile when he gets inside the paint, the way he can handle the ball. Doesn't matter how many guys you throw at him, he seems to make the shot no matter what, and that's a huge
against St. Joe's vaunted press, and I think St. Joe always does a great job pressing. I think they do it from a couple different ways. They'll run a show and go where there's just a man-to-man. Everybody clears out, and they just man up the whole, or they'll run a quick trap.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Scott Radiker and Northridge did a great job of letting Brady Show bring the ball up the court.
Yes.
Because when Peyton Miyama was in the game, he got in foul trouble. I mean, Peyton Miyama was covering or guarding him full court. And if they ran a trap at him, he was big enough just to throw over the top of the trap.
Well, in St. Joe, I think eventually didn't they foul out three different players?
Three players fouled out.
And that predominantly they were the inside players.
Yeah.
And that was from having to deal with Garden Shoal.
Yeah, let's go into a little bit of Indiana high school basketball. Well, first of all, let's take a break, man. We have to pay for this show. Our sponsors are literally amazing, and I know you know how to do this, right? You know how to put the commercials on.
I got it. We'll be right back.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Hahn Funeral Homes in Mishawaka continues its tradition of families serving families. They provide burial, cremation, and pet cremation with compassionate personal care. Families have long trusted Hahn to guide them through life's hardest moments. Learn more by clicking the link in the show description.
Looking to get your driver's license? Frick's Driving School in Mishawaka makes it easy. Take the official Indiana State driving exam right there in-house for just $65. No formal driver's education required.
If you're 16 years and 270 days old, and you've held an Indiana learner's permit for at least 180 days, you're eligible. For more information, the link is in the video description.
The Harbor Group Planned Wealth helps you answer the big questions like when to draw Social Security, how to manage investment risk, and what health insurance might cost. Wondering if you can earn part-time income after 62 without losing benefits, or if retiring could actually feel like getting a raise. For more information and for information about all of our partners, see the links in the show description and make sure to tell them that Coach's Corner with Heck and King sent you.
Back with more Coach's Corner with Heck and King. Thanks as always to the Black Sedan Band for the music coming in and out of these breaks. If you're interested in booking them, that you travel, head on over to blacksedanband.com and give a special shout out to their drummer, who happens to be Heck's brother. And now, here's more Heck and King.
We are back for session number 2 here, and the Black Sedan Band out of Birmingham, Alabama is just a great band. My brother's the drummer. He played drums as a kid. He stopped playing for 50 years when he was 60-ish, took the drums back up. Now he plays in a Southern rock band on the weekends. And he's got short hair. I said, Donnie, grow some stuff. Will you get some stuff and, look like a rock guy here.
Like Mick Fleetwood or something.
Yeah, so he
the
doesn't grow any stuff, but he wears his hat backwards and he growed a little Fu Manchu. So what are you going to do? Anyway, I saw you jamming to that song. You like that song, don't you?
We could play that at WKRP all day.
Well, no, I mean, you had a little bit of, the hand stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He goes dancing every Saturday night with his girlfriend.
Well, we're hoping to get together tomorrow night.
See, I told you.
I don't want to get into your personal business. Not on this show. Hey, but I think it's really cool when this happens. I had 2 ex-players and 2 assistant coaches that played last week and were the head coaches of their teams. Joey Bradburn played for me at Wapahani, is the head coach at Mount Vernon High School. If Luke Erdo is not Mr. Basketball, and we had Luke Erdo on the show here, if he's not Mr. Basketball, there needs to be an investigation, right?
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. He's going to Purdue. He's a lefty. And so I know I know you know this about lefties too. There's just something when the ball comes off the back of their hand, they get in the lane, they have great little teardrop stuff. They have, he scores from all three levels. He always leads the team in rebounds, but they play Pike at Southport and they beat Pike in overtime. Now, I believe Mount Vernon in 4A is the highest seed left in 4A, right?
They are, and I saw some pictures of the game last week at Southport. Southport holds over 8,000. The place was full. Yeah, so they had a nice crowd down there in the south side of Indianapolis for that ball game, and it was the game. It was number 3 and number 4, and the thing is, number 1 and 2 are gone, so they were the best 2 teams left.
Yeah, and they're coming up from the south, right. And I know. If you had to pick somebody coming in 4A from the north, you would have to go with Crown Point, right?
At this point, yeah, they're just an absolute freight train. I've seen a few clips of Dikembe Shaw going to UIC next year, and he's just about anything you want in a six, kind of like a Brady Scholl, anything you want in a guy who's 6'7" and can move like that.
Well, they took care of a pretty good Chesterton team last week, beat them by 20.
Yeah, and I saw Chesterton early, and Chesterton has a 6'7" or 6'8" sophomore that is dynamite.
He took care of Elkhart this year.
Yeah, no, he's inside, he's outside, he's a slasher. He's just a beast for a young kid who's only going to get better and better and better. Right. And then I had another. I had another. One of my ex-assistant coaches, I had this kid when he was at Mishawaka, or when I was coaching at Mishawaka. His name was Chandler Spring. He played ball at Purdue Northwest, and he was just a great young coach. He's the head coach at Hanover Central. He was an assistant there for a couple years, and of course, he's got to go to Plymouth, and he's got to play against just a really good Columbia City team. Yeah. And Columbia City hands it to him like 55-33. But after the game, I went in the locker room and I said, I'm 1-0. And he's got tears in his eyes because he's just got done talking to his team. And you know how emotional that is.
Sure.
And so he's wiping some tears. I said, Chan, I'm 1-0. He looks at me and he goes, what? I said, I'm 1-0 because I said that you were going to be great. When you coached with me and you were young, I said you were going to be great as a coach and a leader, and you are. And it was just really cool to see that in him. And I know you got guys that are coaching. Antoine Banks is a D2 coach, but it's really cool to see that. And then obviously Robbie Berger didn't get to coach. But Robbie Berger was one of my assistants at Anderson in his first 2 years of coaching.
Yeah, back when he was young.
Yeah,
straight out of college.
Yeah, I mean, straight out of Compton. Or college, straight out of college. But he was young and he was really, really good. And you could tell he was going to be really good. But his team, minus Rob, because of some technical difficulties, we might say, on a show like this, because we always have technical difficulties, he doesn't get to coach, but his team plays East Chicago Central, and they're playing well, 78-74.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Prescott Horvath goes for 30-8.
Right.
He is. I got the chance to talk to him last week. What an impressive individual.
Yes.
Very humble, very well spoken, is beyond thrilled for his opportunity coming up at Indiana and being a walk-on there. And, Rob was telling me too, he goes, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if 2-3 years from now he's getting significant playing time because of simply the kid that he is. And once a college coach gets a hold on him and he's 6'9" and 280 pounds, and you get
you throw 20, the ball. He's got 20, good hands.
20, 30 more pounds on him, and he will be an absolute beast.
Yeah, he could be a good left tackle because he's got good feet. He's good. He's quick. Yeah,
great feet.
Yeah, and I think, I saw him as a sophomore, and Rob was reluctant to play him down low because it would almost be a turnover when he threw him in there. So he used him at the high post for a lot of pick and pop type stuff. But as he developed, then last year he became much better. Maybe the second half of the season of sliding them down.
Right
now he's just a beast when he's down there, and he can step out. He's one of those pick and pop guys, and I was just talking about those fives and how fives can just change a game for you because they can make easy shots. Well, fives now are guys that are. They have to do it all because they're pick and pop, they're stretch, they can stretch defenses. And, oh, by the way, if you don't guard them down low and bring some help, they're going to score.
It's a good point. And, it's getting to be more of a positionless basketball game. Yes, you have a point guard, but any one of the five guys are going to bring the ball down the floor. Anybody who's going to go down there and post up. If you're 5'10", you got a guy guarding you 5'10", they'll put you on the post.
Yeah, without question. And I think coaching is so good today because it's not. They just don't put a kid into a number and pigeonhole him into a position. Right. If a kid's a slasher, early in his career, they let him slash. As he grows and gets stronger, now he becomes a shooter. Then they let him shoot. And I think the goal of all coaches this year are to get kids that can be 3-level players. Right. And when you talk about Luke Ertl, that's exactly what he is. Mm-hmm. He can take it to the rack, is strong, and can get there as good as anybody. His little pull-up teardrop game is great.
Right there at the foul line or just inside the foul line.
And he's deep. Mm-hmm. He's deep when he gets it.
Yeah, he's NBA deep.
100%. 100%.
Well, we're talking just a little bit about we've shifted to 3A. 4A has just been ravaged by the Carmel sectional that is no longer existent because we said they had 6 of the best teams in the state, and all 6 of them are sitting at home now. 3A's kind of gone chalk. The best team in the state still at 3A is Silver Creek. They've been the best team since day one. They're still the best team. Cathedral is the second best. Princeton, Roncalli, the South is loaded.
Yeah, now. Whoever comes through the South is going to have to really earn that.
The South has 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're all in the same semi-state.
Yeah. And
then the North has Columbia City is the 5th best team. They're actually the 9th team in the Sagarin ratings. They're ranked 9th, but they're the best team left in the North.
Yeah, and obviously I saw them play Hanover Central, and when you talk about those other teams down south, I just don't think it's a contest, and I think whoever comes through there is going to win it. One question I wanted to ask you, Bennett, did you see it coming with Garrett Weininger leaving Fishers and going to a prep school in Iowa? Did you see that coming by any chance?
I don't stay up too much in tune with everything that's going on in Indianapolis, but given the success and heck, seeing Fishers last year up at Northside Gym, unbelievable.
Yeah, and they've got people coming back. They still got 2 guards coming back.
Yeah, and
making the jump though to prep school in Iowa is it's a jump, but it's
but the prep school in Iowa. He's coaching the freshman and the sophomore team in Iowa.
Yeah, he's not even going to be the head man.
They have, and I forget who it was that they talked about as coaching the varsity.
Smart, wasn't it?
Keith Smart is coaching the varsity team at
this
Iowa prep school.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were speculating, and I don't know how you speculate and know this number, but when people do that, they usually are pretty close. But they were speculating he was going to make 150 to coach the freshman and the sophomore team.
And I guess the other thing is, if he's going up there, does that mean maybe 1 or 2 of his players may be going up there as well to the prep school? You never know. Is Jason Gardner Jr. going to go prep school, or is he going to stay at Fishers?
That's a great question.
I'm just asking. I just threw that to see, up at the fan and
see what sticks.
Yep, exactly.
I think they're gonna hire a kid that was their assistant. His name is Miles Ware, and he played at Chittard High School in Indianapolis. And I would bet that he would be the guy that they were going to hire. But Garrett Weininger was 88-3 the last 3 years with 1 state championship.
Oh my God!
Yeah, 1 state, and 2 of those losses were in the state tournament. Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's Buffalo Bills second, bridesmaid material.
Yeah, just a great coach. I mean, Fisher is just a growing place, and with the way kids can move now, with the way kids can move. If I'm good, and I saw Fisher's play in the summer camp up here at Notre Dame. They had an 8th grader who was a freshman this year and played on the team at 6'8", was amazing. He was a freshman this year and played, and so they just keep coming. But in that Indianapolis area, you just beat everybody up there, man.
Right. Yeah, it's
Right.
And my fourth guy was a kid that played for me at Anderson. His name is Norman Anderson. He's going to be on this show in about 10 minutes. He's the head coach at Liberty Christian High School 1A, and he's had guys moving in from everywhere, man. Got a 6'6" kid moving in from like Illinois. He's got one of my ex-players' sons moving in from Ben Davis, who's about 6'5". And I look for, and they're coming up through the South. So I look for them to make a run, and we will certainly talk with Norm on that when we have one on the Zoom. So it was really cool for me to have an invested interest in four different people.
Right.
I was going to say we're progressing through here at 2A up here locally in our area. You've got Westview. That's still in the tournament, and they're
fun team.
They've been really well. They've done really well. They beat 21st Century, right? And I honestly thought, from what I had seen some tape, 21st Century was going to go to the state finals.
No, I mean, when you look at
so
Westview,
they obviously had a very good game to beat them last week. Now I've heard there was all kinds of fun down at Judson again with anytime 21st Century or Gary Roosevelt goes to Judson or Plymouth or any place like that, there's always some side games going on.
Well, I mean, not so much Plymouth. Come on. I mean, Plymouth's got a little bit of class, right? Come on. Come on. So what were you going to say about them?
About Westview, yeah. I mean, they have 3 players that are
just dynamite,
just high level. Yeah, I mean, Caden Grau, Austin Schleybaugh, and Pierce Yoder. I mean, another Yoder going through Westview.
Shock.
I mean, it's the 3 of them. They can score at all 3 levels, and they are pure scores. They're a lot of fun to watch if you have not seen them.
It is amazing to when you go and either coach a game or play a game at Westview. That gym, I mean, the red inside the gym,
the Whistler.
It's always packed, and it's just a great environment to watch a high school game. You always see like 20 buggies lined up outside.
Yes, hitching posts are full.
They tie the buggies up to the backstop behind home plate. Last time we were there,
one of the funniest we swap video with our Fort Wayne affiliate all the time on Friday nights, and one of the greatest establishing shots into the highlights we ever got was just a slow zoom out from all the buggies that were parked out in front. So that's what always sticks out with me. But yeah, it's an unbelievable place, and Chandler Preble has been a great coach, and obviously still only 1 loss to this point.
Yeah, I think they have a great program there. I mean, and anybody growing up in that area, in the Westview area, I mean, Donnie Neely played there. Donnie Neely was a coach there, wasn't he, for a long time, Pat?
Yeah, he was there in the late 90s.
And won a state championship.
Yeah, one of the first state championships there in the late 90s.
Yeah, no, they have a great tradition there. And if you can, and I know it's tough playing there. I took a Mishawaka team there maybe the year before I retired, and we beat them there, but it was just a great atmosphere to play.
The referees are named either Miller, Hirschberger, or Yoder.
We had one of each.
I'm saying.
We had John Hirschberger, we had J.R. Yoder, and we had Tom Miller.
Got to be a Miller involved. I know.
No, and I believe I got banged up there because I made that comment. I said that. Every year I come here, I said that. So we're going to talk to Norm, but why don't you go through your list here and talk about who you like, who's left in the Indiana thing, and then after we talk to Norm, then we'll get to the NCAA.
I want to bring up one quick point before Pat gets going here.
What about E.T. Pearl's website?
No. What happened at the end of the Triton Marquette game on Saturday? The way Marquette lost the game at the end there, the kid lost the ball. I commented to somebody, I said, as a coach, I mean, you guys are coaches. And you go
allegedly,
yes.
Okay.
You go through and you prepare for games and all of that, game plan and all that. But as a coach, I think coaches earn their money in moments like that when you have to be the one to go to that kid and put your arm around him.
What the kid do? I have no idea what happened.
It was tied in the final seconds. He lost control of the ball. A kid from Triton got it. They started the fast break. He's on the floor at the other end as Triton scores a layup as time runs out to win. That's how Triton won. It was tied with like seconds to go.
So then you're saying that a great coach would go and put his arm around that kid that lost the ball, right?
To be there for him, yes. In that moment, that you earn your money, I think. In that,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, in that moment,
I think you're right.
Well,
yeah.
how about today's finish of
I think you're right.
the Ohio? Was it the Ohio State game?
TCU, baby. I picked TCU.
Well, they scored. They had the ball, lost it right at the end, they shot the ball underneath the basket and it got tipped, and they had nobody back on defense, and the guy that I can't remember his name. Maybe who's the fellow from is it TC? No, it's from High Point.
Block the shot. Yeah.
He has not.
Oh, his first
His
two-pointer
first
of the year.
two-pointer was the game winner or something. Was that it?
It was towards the end of the game. It was not the game winner, but it was
toward the end of the game.
It put him up.
But he's only made 1 2-pointer the whole game, and it was the last basket of the game.
Wow.
So
He had the strength of the Lord in him on that.
I'm guessing. Well, hey, let's talk.
Tell me why don't you go through Indiana.
Let's talk about this
knock some
Saturday. And you
Indiana
can help
about
me
it.
a little bit too. Let's go over here to Elkhart 4A. We just happen to have the Elkhart Semi-State first games, Northridge and Homestead.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Homestead, and I was chatting with Josh Ian over at Wayne 15 at Fort Wayne, and I think that's a very winnable game for Northridge. Homestead has kind of had a Cinderella-esque run. Same thing with Snyder. So I would expect it to be Northridge Crown Point.
They were not the teams that people picked. No. Yeah, they were kind of a surprise. Homestead's 20-6. The nice thing is around here locally, Chris Johnson's the coach, who is Mark Johnson's brother.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So we've got that connection over there, because we saw Mark last night down at the Hall of Fame. The second game is Crown Point and Fort Wayne Snyder. And Fort Wayne Snyder is the ones that beat Carmel last week down at Newcastle. I think what's interesting is they're at Newcastle last week for the regional. They've got to come all the way up to Elkhart.
I mean, that's what Fishers had to do last year too.
That's just part of it, I guess. That's just part of it. But that's supposed to be a 15-point ball game. But
so you're taking Northridge and Crown Point.
The chalkboard says Crown Point and Northridge in the night game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. But now you get to that night game, Crown Point's got enough size to offset Brady Shoal, don't they?
Hypothetically,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a fantastic matchup to see Dikembe Shaw and Brady Shoal just go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Similar builds, both extremely athletic, can handle double teams.
And one of the things that I think about that game when I look at it and try and break it down from a coaching standpoint, Hayden Johnson and Brady Shoal for Northridge are really, really good players. The point guard had a great game against St. Joe.
Freeman Schleybaugh.
But the other two kids are definitely just role players. And so if Crown Point and Clint Swan just does a magnificent job of coaching, Clint Swan will find the two weak links, and Clint Swan will take those two guys and either double down hard on Brady Shoal. One of the things that I always talk about when you talk about post defense is take angles away.
Mm-hmm.
Why give kid an angle just to drop, step, and dunk?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't deflect the ball as the ball's in the air,
you got to
jump behind.
You got to jump behind for position.
Take the angle away.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing you and I always talk about, you can't let post players get sweet. And by that, I mean get down into the position they want to get into. You got to bump them out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bump them off the block. And you always talking about meeting them at the free throw line.
Right.
And not letting them just run to their spot.
Exactly.
And I know Clint Swan is a very physical coach like that. And I'm pretty sure Saturday afternoon when he's going through and in the walkthrough, when we played in those Saturday morning games, and then in the championship game Saturday night, we did a walkthrough in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We would get the ballroom, we would rent the ballroom, move all the chairs, tape a court on the floor at the hotel, and walk through it.
Tape out. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and so I think that Clint Swan will be really, I mean, he'll do a great job of trying to knock Brady Scholl off his spot.
And as we said, Crown Point is probably the best, but they're not the best team that's still standing. You've got to go to these other semi-states.
Yeah.
Newcastle is the other semi-state. You've got Mount Vernon, as we talked about earlier, and they play the surprise probably down in the Indianapolis area is Decatur Central. Decatur Central's been the big surprise on the south side of Indy. You got your buddy Joey Bradburn. That's supposed to be about a 12-point ball game. Decatur Central's 20-6, but they've been surprising people here recently. The second game is New Albany and Terre Haute North, and Terre Haute North's on a hot streak right now. They're 24-3, and that's supposed to be a toss-up. So that night game, is more than likely I'm going to go on a limb and say Mount Vernon, and this. I mean, it's flip a coin. But I'll say New Albany in the night game for the semi-state. And
New Albany's youth will probably hurt them down the stretch because I know they're really, really young, and I know what will hurt anybody that lines up against Mount Vernon. That's Luke Ertl. Right. Once you take a player like that, and he is in his now you don't know what's going to happen from an injury standpoint, but he is in his element, and he knows that nobody has slowed him down. Mm-hmm. He'll will his team to win that game.
And he did that in the fourth quarter and overtime, from what I understand last week. I watched a little bit of it on TV, sitting down there in Texas on a computer, and it was fun to watch. I think he had double figures in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, no, he's just a great player. What about 3A, man?
3A, we got to go to Logansport. You've got New Haven and Delta. Delta's become kind of a regular in the semi-state. This is about, I think, their third straight year that they've been to the semi-state and back to Logansport. I think we were there last year for them when St. Joe is a 3A team.
Beat them.
Yep. Your second game's Columbia City and East Chicago Central. East Chicago is a surprise, and they're the lowest rated team in 3A. They're rated 49th in 3A. Now compare that. Mishawaka Marion was 20th last week.
Wow.
So statistically, Marion should be there. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, because they didn't have a coach, head coach wasn't there, late game situations.
Well,
you can say that it didn't make any difference, but I'm going to tell you it did.
I think it makes a difference, but I thought their players made great comments in the paper. I don't know if they were coached to make those comments or what, but straight up, they said, hey, our assistant coach did a great job of coaching, and we didn't miss Robbie Berger at all.
Well,
and
that's probably what they were told to say.
Yeah, no, 100%, because Rob is a future Hall of Fame basketball coach. And maybe next week, maybe we'll have a little more clarity. I know, and where the scenario's at now. And I know it from the horse's mouth that you do too. But we'll know. We'll have more clarity next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of information that I cannot share.
No. So the same. Same here.
Yeah.
Now it almost becomes a legal battle also from that standpoint.
Yeah. Right. Well, the 3A South.
Why'd you bring that up about Marion?
I just threw a little gasoline on the fire and see how it worked.
Okay, let me throw a little gasoline on it.
I was the instigator there, and I just kind of stepped back.
Okay, let me throw a little gasoline on this fire. What game are you doing this week?
I'm not doing any game. I took the week off.
Johnny, Johnny be good. He ain't having the great Pat King do games this week.
Neither am I.
Get Johnny on the phone.
This is
what is the matter with that?
This is the other half of our company.
You guys are pros, man.
Has been covering Northridge, so we've been diplomatic, and they said you did Northridge last week. Go ahead, you can do Northridge again this week.
You guys are too diplomatic.
We're going to stay home and watch college games.
Well, I got plenty of work to do on Saturday.
Okay,
so.
Good.
All right, hey.
My bad.
The 3A South might be the best section or best semi-state around.
Right.
You got down at Seymour. Seymour's a great place to watch a ball game, by the way.
Under the bleachers.
By Seymour's cousin.
Seymour Butts.
Yes. Ron Colley and Silver Creek, number 1 and number 5.
Silver Creek's amazing, man. Have you seen Silver Creek at all?
Yeah, they're
got to use the mic.
I know, yeah,
okay,
no, I'm not.
I know he's a rookie at this. He's Cathedral and Princeton, numbers 2 and 5.
Yeah, what a
great semi-state. You just flip a coin. Your odds makers are going to tell you it's going to be Silver Creek and Cathedral, which could easily be 2 of the best teams in the state, period.
Yeah.
By the time you get to 3A, this far down the line, when you get the final 8, they're all good. The 3A and 4As are interchangeable. You could go one class and throw them in a hat and redraw the thing and see how that works.
So how do you think St. Joe would have fared in 3A this year?
They would have run it.
They'd have done very well.
They would still be playing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it would have come down to them in Silver Creek.
The story, and they did they play earlier in the season? They played
did.
on a Saturday afternoone someplace.
Yeah, at Southport.
Yeah,
at Southport.
on a rescheduled game.
Yeah, and Silver Creek beat them by 20.
So, yeah. All right, 2A, we got to go to the field house, Muncie Central.
Oh, my.
2A.
The ghost of the great Bill Harrell.
We get to go to the Muncie Central field house down in
Are you going to a game this weekend?
No, I'm going to sit on my couch and.
You going to a game? What game are you doing? Oh, no,
I'll be in Northridge.
Yeah.
If I will be down in the central part of the state. If I go anywhere, I may go over to Muncie. Fort Wayne Lures and Oak Hill play. Oak Hill, again, the girls were in the semi-state. Now the boys are in the state. Oak Hill is the best team in the north. You're looking at Oak Hill, Lures. Second game's Westview and LaPel. We saw them at the girls semi-state. The expert's going to tell you it could be Oak Hill and Westview in the night game.
Yeah,
which would be dynamite. Dynamite.
Yeah, that was going to be a great ball game. So, and then the other one you have, you got to go over to Lafayette Jeff. Is that right?
Yep. For 2A.
For 1A. Yeah.
That's 1A.
Yeah.
I got 2A papers in my hand.
2A South is. Do you have 2A South?
Someplace.
What are you looking for, man? Come on.
I'm looking for the 2A South.
I ain't playing it. They ain't doing anything.
Here, we'll just go to the 1A then. Lafayette Jeff, Monroe Central, North Vermilion, because we want to get to we got to go clear to Washington. You got a team in Anderson that has to go clear down to
Washington,
the
Hatchet
House, because they are in.
And that's that team from Anderson right there.
They're considered the
South. That has to go down to the Hatchet House. Norman.
You've got Bar Reeve and Liberty Christian. You've got Bloomfield and the Doogie Housers.
And we forgot to mention, too, about that other game down at Lafayette, Triton against Tri-County. Jason Groves, he's amazing what he's done down at Bourbon, and they should be favorites to get to the final against probably Monroe Central, I would think, in the final.
I would imagine so.
And,
I would think so.
No, there's only one favorite. There's only one favorite in 1A, okay? And that's
here. Liberty.
Hey, Norman.
Hi, Norman.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? How's it going?
So it's going great. We have Bennett Wise, one of the great sportscasters up here in the north. We have Pat King. We have our fact checker, WKRP, to Pat's right. But here's the thing that I want to jump on you right from the start here. And obviously Norm played for me when I was coaching at Anderson High School. He's an Anderson Indian through and through. Just a tough player. But I mean, you're a 1A coach. And on your schedule, you played 5 4As, you played 2 3As, you played 9 2As, and 7 1A. And I know you put this schedule together intentionally to play really, really good people, right?
Yeah, I put it together. I mean, we got kids that have aspirations of, playing college basketball, and you don't know what you get until you go up against the best. You know what I mean? So. And eventually, I think it helps us in the end, with this schedule that we put together, because you just see all types of styles of different basketball. And, again, you want to put your kids up against the best.
I don't think there's any question that you did. Your first 2 games, you play at Anderson, you played at Brownsburg, so you played on the road. Because obviously you're not going to either host a sectional or a regional game at Liberty Christian. You're always going to be on the road. So to play those tough games on the road is really great scheduling. You lose to a tough Evansville Harrison team by 6. You play a Pendleton Heights team that just had a great season, almost like a comeback from the old days, from Kellen Dunham days. Before Kellum went on to play and have a great career at Butler. Then you play Indianapolis Cathedral, you play at Park Tudor, and you play a really good Centerville team. And when I look at that, I look at the style of play from those teams that is so different. And There's nobody. I don't think there's anybody that you will play now in these next 3 games that will show you anything that you haven't already seen, right?
Yeah, I agree. If you go back and you look at our schedule, you left LC Lawrence Central out there. We got to win there.
No, I didn't. Look. I didn't say that because we got a certain boy at LC that we love. That's the head coach there.
Yeah, I
love my guy, man. It's good. Great competition between the two of us, and he was happy for us. He tells us like, "You guys beat us, so you guys better go ahead and finish this thing off."
No, Phil Washington is just he's the head coach at Lawrence Central.
Sure.
Matter of fact, Phil Washington beat Lawrence North and won a sectional and played really, really well. He's just doing a nice job at LC, isn't he?
He's doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job. I'm proud of Phil. But if you take a look at our schedule, back to your question there, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump off there, but if you take a look at our schedule, we played against 6 different sectional winners. And so, that goes just to show you a lot, about our schedule, about our team. And you look at it, LaPel, Centerville, Park Tudor, Sheridan, Benton Central. By the way, I got a chance to talk to Blake Schoen. You remember Blake Schoen, coach?
Yes. He's
the assistant coach there.
Central. Yes. Yeah. He was a monster at Benton Central, wasn't he?
He was. We talked about when he came down to the Wigwam. He remembered that. That's one of his favorite memories of high school.
Yeah, no, I remember the Wigwam every day of my life, man. I wake up. So anyway, Aaron, or as I like to call him, Bugsy, and you know him as Bugsy. Bugsy's got this deal with the Wigwam. Anytime something comes up about the Wigwam in the news, he's on it. And he was telling me that they got federal funding now, and the Wigwam, I mean, they're going to start doing work on the Wigwam. Is that true?
That's what I heard. I heard that probably a couple weeks ago. So we'll see how it goes. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but hopefully they can bring that place back.
No. Remember when you played at the Wigwam, and obviously Pat played at the Wigwam, the crowds, the feeling of running on that court. We were never out there for the Indian and the Maiden dance. We were always back in the tunnel. We had a little Sugar Hill gang going with Apache on the boombox back in the day, right?
It's unmatched, and when people talk about high school and gymnasiums, I'm getting a lot of questions actually about the Hatchet House. This is my first time going to the Hatchet House, but I tell everybody I played in the greatest high school gym in the country. So
and you weren't kidding about that. Hey, talk about your team, man. I mean, go through your team. Tell us who your main players are and what we can look forward to.
So we bring back Kendrick Martin, who was a Futures All-Star. He's an Indiana Junior All-Star candidate. He's leading us with 19 points right now. And then we got Monte Dillard, who was a move-in from Evanston, Illinois. His father took over the Church of God. He's the director there. He's second in scoring. He's averaging around 16 points, 10 rebounds. Just a force and a presence there. And then just a great kid off the court as well. We also
6'6", right? He's about 6'6".
6'6", 6'7". Yep.
Oh, 6'7" and a 1A. Are you kidding me? Hey, I mean, your NIL budget must be off the charts there, right?
You know what, Coach? People, when you treat people good, they look for you. So
no, it's the field of dreams. It's the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come, right?
That's it. And here's the thing: I've grown up with most of these kids' parents, and half of the team I'm related to. So there you have it.
All right, keep going down your list, man.
So we got Ty Wayne Fuller. He was our point guard. He's a junior this year. Been to 2 semi-state appearances, sectional winner, regional winner, obviously, along with Kendrick Martin. We got another kid, Antoine Boyd's son. He's 6'5". And he moved in from Ben Davis, so he's been a presence. He's a sophomore. Jordan Harrelson, another 6'5" kid. He's the brother of Jalen Harrelson. He's a senior. Demarion Kelly, sophomore, who get major minutes for us. Do you remember Devin Kelly?
Yeah.
That's
I love
his
Devin
son.
Kelly.
That's
Yeah.
his son. So he's
Yeah,
about
Devin.
6'3".
And Devin leaves us from the Wigwam and transfers over to Highland, right?
That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
next time
You got to beat in.
and next time you talk to Devin, say Coach Heck wanted to know how that worked out for you, man.
And then we got Camaris Allen. He's a freshman. George Allen's grandson.
Yes. You remember George Allen, Pat, that played at Highland?
Yep.
Just a great player.
Yep. I do.
We got his grandson. He's a freshman. He's playing major minutes for us. Jelani Dixon.
I'm guessing he can shoot a little bit too.
He can. He can shoot the ball very well.
That's inherited.
Yeah. Without question.
So this year's team, man, I think we're deeper than years past. Normally only kind of went 6 or 7 deep. This year we got about 12 guys that can get out there on the floor. So practices have been super duper competitive all year. And I'm just excited. We bring back a lot of experience. We went home early twice in semi-state. We made it to the championship game 2 years ago. Last year we lost that first game to a senior-led Clay City team. But I think this year is, we're the older guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you going down the night before?
Yep. We'll travel down tomorrow afternoon. We'll practice have team dinner, watch some film, and we'll get ready for Saturday.
What time do you play Saturday?
We got the 10 o'clock game.
Yeah, no, so the 10 o'clock game, you knock that out. You take and Bar Reeve, I think Bar Reeve's a very, very good team. They played a tougher schedule. They played 1 4A team, 5 3A teams, and 5 2A teams, but they also played 15 1A teams. So when you look at the strength of the schedule, I think the strength of the schedule favors you. I always saw playing that 10 o'clock game obviously gives you more rest than for the night game, right?
We couldn't ask for a better draw, in all respects to Bar Reeve. We just couldn't ask for a better draw, especially playing that 10 o'clock game. We're excited for it and we're ready to go.
Coach, I spent 3 years down there in Southern Indiana coaching, 10 years ago, and I, know a little bit about those teams. You're looking at basic, city school, local teams. You're basically playing Lapels and Franktons, where everybody knows everybody, just like what you're talking about. But these people, the people at Bar Reeve, that's Bar Reeve is the gold standard right now for Southern Indiana for 1A basketball. Hauser is real close to Columbus, so you probably got some kids coming in from Columbus to play there, that don't want to go to Anderson, so they go to Lapel or they go to Frankton, one of those deals. Or like you have kids that don't want to go to Anderson, so they come to your school. Bloomfield, same thing. It's down closer to Evansville, but so you're getting kids that grew up in Bloomfield. They've been there all their lives, and they know they're going to be, that's the school they're going to. So you've got a lot of kids that have generational things going on. You're getting ready to go into an episode of Hoosiers is what you're doing.
Yeah, like I said, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, plain and simple, you're going into some very established programs down there. You've got a chance to play Bar Reeve. You're playing with, one of the best teams down there. But that's all they have. If you look there, you've got big schools along the river. You've got a couple county like Washington, Vincennes, Bedford, but you've got a lot of schools that are up in the hills there, like Bar Reeve and White River Valley and Bloomfield, that are 1A schools that should consolidate, but they won't because they've got too much pride. So that's what you're getting into. You're gonna have they're gonna be there when you get off the bus. They're gonna be there waiting on you, and you're gonna have to tell the kids it's gonna be just like going to Lapel or going to Frankton to play, because it's going to be a home game for those people.
It is. We've been talking about it, all week. It's all mental.
Yep.
It's going to be a ton of fans there from those schools. And we just got to be prepared. We got to be ready for it. And we do a lot of mental training, throughout the duration of the year. And we just kind of just picked it up here, this last week or so. And because I've been talking to our guys about, the type of environment that we're going into. But again, like you said, it's equivalent to a Lapel, Pendleton, and Frankton. And so, again, it goes back to what Coach asked first, how do you build your schedule, and we went on the road to lapel this year, and so you'll get to see that again, but the good thing about us is we saw all that style of play, we saw that style of play. We saw those type of teams, the crowd. So we'll be ready for it.
Yeah. Coach, I wanted to ask you about your schedule, go back to your schedule real quick. For you to get a couple 4A schools like Anderson and Brownsburg on your schedule, how much is that a respect for the job that you've done, the fact that a 4A school is willing to play you?
It's awesome. Just again, it just goes back to my kids just having an opportunity. And I fight for those boys, and trying to get those games. They say, Coach, I want to play such and such. Hey guys, Coach is going to try to make it happen. Let's do it.
Because and then when you get it done, and then you do your prep work, and then you talk to your guys before the game, and it becomes very simple because you say, this is what you wanted. This is what you wanted us to do. There ain't no BS. There ain't no nothing. This is what you wanted. Now you have to go out and take care of business. I saw your team at the Notre Dame team camp, and I saw them play. And then I listened to you talk to your team after the game and get them out in the lobby a little bit and talk to them and tell them what they either did good or they didn't do good and how you coached them up. And I mean, you coached them up just how you were coached up, right?
Right. It is like you say, we carry the model. I have that red and green picture that you gave hanging at the front of my board. Jason Chappell wants me to take it down, but I told him never.
You tell JC's got to talk to me about that, okay?
Players play, man. Tough players win. And that's what we go by. That's part of our motto.
Yeah, PPTPW, man. Players play, tough players win, man. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm not proud of you only because you're winning games and you're putting teams together, because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm proud of you because you're a great husband. I see all your pictures all the time. You're a great father, and then you're doing this the right way, man. And I'll be thinking about you all day Saturday. And looking for those scores and hoping we get to see you in Indy the following week, man.
That's right, man. We're looking forward to it. Just one game at a time. We got to take care of business. We're not looking past anybody because anybody can be beat. We all lace them up the same way. So just one game at a time, and hopefully you do get to see me next week at Cambridge.
All right, man. A-Town, go A-Town.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you, man. It's always good talking to you and seeing you, man. Love you.
You're the best, man. Love you, Little D.
All right, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
He was Little D was just a tough player, man. He was tough. He was quick. He was an on-ball defender. He coaches just like that. Why don't you take us to a break? We'll come back. We'll do some NCAA stuff, and then we'll call it a night, man.
Okay.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Looking to get your driver's license? Frick's Driving School in Mishawaka makes it easy. Take the official Indiana State driving exam right there in-house for just $65. No formal driver's education required.
If you're 16 years and 270 days old, and you've held an Indiana learner's permit for at least 180 days, you're eligible. For more information, the link is in the video description.
On Funeral Homes in Mishawaka continues its tradition of families serving families. They provide burial, cremation, and pet cremation with compassionate personal care. Families have long trusted Han to guide them through life's hardest moments. Learn more by clicking the link in the show description. The Harbor Group Planned Wealth helps you answer the big questions like when to draw Social Security, how to manage investment risk, and what health insurance might cost. Wondering if you can earn part-time income after 62 without losing benefits, or if retiring could actually feel like getting a raise.
For more information and for information about all of our partners, see the links in the show description and make sure to tell them that Coach's Corner with Heck and King sent you.
Back again with more Coach's Corner. Shout out, as always, to the Black Sedan Band. Now in their, well, they've been with us since the start. We'll just say that. They do travel, so if you're interested in booking a great cover band, go to blacksedanband.com, or you can check them out on YouTube after you're done watching us, of course. Now here's more Heckin' King.
Hop in the vehicle, baby.
Stop.
No, so I just got a great text. I got a great text from one of my ex-players who lives in North Carolina now, Chad Kirk. And I was the JV coach at Richmond High School. Mm-hmm. And Chad just reminded me that the first time I ever coached in the Wigwam was when Richmond went and played at Anderson. I mean, obviously being in the North Central Conference, and Chad was on that team that played in the Wigwam when I coached the JV. And I don't know if Chad remembers this, but we actually did beat Anderson in that game.
How does it feel sitting on the visitors' bench at the Wigwam? Back then, you didn't know any better, did you?
No, I did not know anything, but I just had a bunch of guys that were just tough-ass kids, man, tough-ass competitors. The varsity game, I think Anderson beat us. We had Charles Hanna, we had John Mackey. We had a really good team. But the JV team, our guys won and played really well. So thanks for that little tidbit. Then after that, I got the head coaching job at Wapahani, and you and I were discussing this last night at 11:30 in the morning, driving back from Indianapolis.
Right.
When Wapahani won the Blackford sectional, mm-hmm. Blackford fed into the Anderson regional.
Yes, right? I did.
And we go play at the Wigwam, and we play Anderson. When Troy Lewis was a junior, his brother Scotty Lewis was a senior. And at the end of the first quarter, I remember telling you we were up 14-11, mm-hmm. and Anderson was really good.
Back it up. You told me you were playing game 2, and you guys got there like into the first quarter or something of game 1, and you'd been there, the day before to practice when mm-hmm. the gym was empty. Mm-hmm. But now you walk in, come up the steps off the bus with a police escort coming through the parking lot. And they escorted your kids, up the stairs toward the locker room. And what'd you see when you stuck your head in there by the stage?
No, I stuck my head in just to get a glimpse of the gym. I did not want my kids to see that because of the intimidation factor.
Because they might turn around and go get back.
Yeah,
on the
they would
bus.
say, "Coach, where's the bus?" But I stepped in there, and it was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because the bleachers just went up. They went up, they went up, they went up. Mm-hmm. And there was not an empty seat in the building. And the crowd was so loud that I just couldn't even imagine. And then when we took the floor, and obviously we're playing Anderson, so Anderson's home crowd is there.
Sure.
You've been in that building many times when it's been like that. And it was amazing. I also told you that one of the refs in that game was a guy named Mike DeVault. And Mike DeVault refed my ICCL games at St. John the Baptist in South Bend. Uh-huh. He's doing the regional game at Anderson. Our seats at that time were on the end of the floor, right?
Right.
And Mike's killing us. And I scream, I said, "Mike, you screwed me when I was in 8th grade at St. John's. Now you're killing me here in the regional." And he looks at me and he says, "Hey, heck, you're 1 for 2. I did screw you when you were in 8th grade, but I'm not killing you tonight." But no, Anderson, there's nothing better. How about some NCAA action before we wrap this up, man?
We've had a good day so far. If you think about it, the first game of the day, TCU and Ohio State, was 8 versus 9, and it came down to the very end. And I'm thinking, okay, if the rest of the day is going to be like this, this is going to be a fun day. And then TCU ends up winning, Nebraska wins, Louisville wins, and then we get a big surprise in the first round. You got 12 seed High Point and number 5 seed Wisconsin. I did not see that one coming. But
who did you pick?
I would have taken Wisconsin.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Wisconsin. The one thing I thought was interesting was last week I saw some special on one of the sports shows, but it talked about the president of the university at High Point. He was going to pay for plane tickets for anybody that wanted to go to the tournament. And if you look today, if you watch any of the highlights, there was a huge contingent of people there at High Point, and I believe the game was in Portland.
So where is High Point?
Well, I'm thinking
Kenny, my fact checker.
I'm gonna go out not knowing. I'm thinking it's North Carolina.
I mean, something tells me that that's exactly right. And I know if Chad was on this line, he would be able to tell me that too. But I will tell you this much:
High Point, North Carolina,
which is by where? By Low Point, North Carolina.
Or near Mount Airy. Let's see.
You want to do a Google search?
He's the fact checker.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you. Let's say
it's affiliated with the United Methodist Church. That's what I do know.
Well, let's just say they sent let's say 500 people on planes from High Point, North Carolina, to Portland, Oregon, to watch a ball game.
Yeah, no, I think that's phenomenal.
Now are they going to send them home, or are they there for the weekend?
No, I think it's phenomenal, and so everybody, I think. So, and we were talking about this. If we were playing golf, and the Skins game in golf is like the lowest score on a hole in the 18 holes on that round, that nobody else had birdie.
Yeah, you're the only one that gets a birdie.
Yeah, that's what a skin is. And if you're playing a Skins game, whatever the money's in the pot, you get that. Well, my sweet wife Monica picked High Point.
And who would know
High
why?
Point.
And you think Monica will win a skin?
She should. It's very possible.
That's amazing.
I know it. I'm going to go home tonight. I'm going to watch VCU in North Carolina. That's a 6 and 11 seed. I think that's going to be a good game.
But North Carolina got an injury, don't they, to a good player?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
That's what I'm thinking. VCU.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Texas and BYU are going right now. It's still early, but that's and here's something, and I brought it up off the air. The 11s that played in the play-in game Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to say that they have an advantage. I think that's going to really help Texas tonight in their game against BYU because they've already played.
Right.
We'll go back to the same theory that we had with the high schools about getting the Friday night bye compared to playing on Tuesday. You come in Friday with a win, you've already played. Yeah. So the newness is gone.
By the way, High Point is southeast of Winston-Salem.
High Point is 10 minutes away from Greensboro.
Yes,
I'm getting a new fact checker on this show.
It's right. It's
Chad Kirk, who lives in North Carolina, just texted me.
It's right there in the triangle.
Yeah,
it's right there in the
Tobacco
triangle.
Road.
Yep.
It's not Tobacco Road though.
Yep.
Tobacco Road is Duke, North Carolina State, and North Carolina. Yeah, Tobacco Road.
Wake's not in there.
No,
Winston-Salem
could be.
It's right in that area. A&M and St. Mary's tonight. I like St. Mary's.
You do?
I do. I think they
I love their style.
They beat Gonzaga at least once this year.
I got A&M.
We got some late games tonight too, which Houston plays the late game. I'll have to check.
Plays Illinois.
Yeah, we'll have to. They're going to have to play those without us because I'm going to bed tonight.
Well, you got to work tomorrow.
I got to work tomorrow. Purdue plays tomorrow at 7:30. They play Queens, first time ever, a 15 seed. The early game, Santa Clara and Kentucky. That's the first game tomorrow. That's the 12-15 game. Akron and Texas Tech. How about Akron?
Yeah.
I know, but Texas Tech is. I mean,
well,
their strength of schedule, their conference play.
Aren't they playing without a good? They've had an injury too. They've taken it on the chin.
I have Purdue going to the Elite Eight.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
And we're gonna by this time next week we'll be down to 16.
Yeah, and I have Arizona beating them, and I just think Arizona is playing really good. Am I right to say that that Arizona's playing really good basketball right now?
I think so. Now, for you people at home, I did put up a bracket that says Coach's Corner that's on the CBS Sports Hotline, but I think there's only 2 of us that got on it because I didn't do it till like this morning. And I didn't advertise it. So what we may try to do is see if we can find us a Sweet 16 contest, and we may start that next week on Thursday. So we may have people do that. But you've got a bracket. I've got a bracket for this week. We'll see where we stand.
Do you have a bracket?
I honestly do not have a bracket. I just go by the seat of my pants.
We'll see where we stand on that.
Kenny's got a lot of things on his plate right now.
What?
Updating the ET Pearl.
Oh, okay.
Last thing before we go.
That's important.
Let's talk about the baseball finals that we had.
Well, I am going to talk about the baseball. And I'm glad
and the USA.
I'm glad you brought that up because to me, and not only the Venezuela USA game, I thought throughout the whole tournament, the other teams I thought those games, it just appeared. Now, I don't think in the hearts of the United States players, but it just appeared that the other, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, Japan, Italy, I thought that those games meant more to those players innately than it did the United States. And whether the United States was just too cool to admit that in how they played. Man, I mean, you get a run scoring for Venezuela, it's like everybody went crazy.
Oh, yeah. It looked like a soccer game.
Yeah, no, you get Italy, the Dominican Republic. That's like the biggest thing in their existence.
They brought that up on the Score the other day about how when you go to these countries and play in baseball, it's like a carnival when you play. Whereas here in America, we just sit and watch, and then when something good happens, we stand up and cheer.
Yeah, drink about 15 beers.
Yeah, you sit there
that's at Wrigley
at $10 a beer.
Yeah, at Wrigley Field. Yeah,
yeah, you got to have 150 to go to a major league game now. I think
pretty close
at $10 a beer. I'm glad I don't drink anymore.
It'd be expensive, wouldn't it?
No, I'm on a 30-year. With my liver transplant, I obviously can't drink, so I get a water at the Cubs game. That's still $6.
So, well, next week we'll talk about state finals for high schools. Yep. We'll be down to the Sweet 16 for both men and women in the college level, and we're getting closer to opening day.
Next Thursday for the Cubbies.
Yeah, no, I know, and I can't wait. It was encouraging for me from this standpoint that the Venezuela's closer was Daniel Palencia, who's the closer for the Cubs. And he was over 100, struck out a couple of guys in that last inning to get the save. But I was just disappointed in the enthusiasm level for the United States. And I don't know if you guys saw that as you watched it, but I know that that's not really true because I know that inside those baseball players were getting after it.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know if it innately meant that much to them.
And you don't have the fan participation. The American crowd is just a different energy of crowd.
Yeah.
It was not a World Series to them. It was more of a spring training game to them.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's really, you're not a baseball guy, but that's a good point, man.
That's kind of the way I looked at it, where you have the foreign countries. A lot of them just finished the winter leagues.
Yeah.
So they've been playing all winter. Now some of the Americans they've been down there as well, but a lot of the Americans they're 3 weeks, 4 weeks into spring training, and if you think about it, some of those guys pitched, and they knew they weren't going to pitch again, so they got on a plane and went back to training camp.
Right.
So they took care of that. I know last week when I was in Dallas, they were talking on the talk show. The two guys from the Rangers, they're already back at training camp.
Yeah, that's one of my beefs with this is in the championship game. And I'm not saying that this guy didn't pitch good. He only gave up 2 runs. But in the championship game, we're pitching a rookie for the New York Mets. He's eligible for the Rookie of the Year this year. Mm-hmm. Now, in all of the United States baseball in the major leagues, we can't find another veteran that has been there, done that, to pitch the final game of this WBC. Well, we have to turn to a rookie.
Now, we did have one of the good pitchers pitch twice.
Yeah, where's Max Scherzer? Where's Chris Sale from the Boston Red Sox?
The question becomes are these guys protected in terms of injury and all that if they get hurt?
I don't think
does MLB honor the contract?
But the manager had his biggest challenge was
understanding how the rules are.
This pitcher, I can throw him 3 innings. This pitcher, I can throw him 4 innings. This pitcher, 2 innings.
We got stud pitchers in Major League Baseball, don't we?
It was like an all-star game.
But
they were all on pitch count.
These guys are they got 162 games that they got to get ready for, and they don't want to get injured in
I get it.
In a tournament that really, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter.
Tell Venezuela that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to Venezuela because they're done. Their winter league is done.
A month from now, who's going to remember?
Yeah, no, I get it. And all the players from Venezuela play in MLB anyway.
Yeah,
right.
So but I'm happy for Venezuela. Yes. I'm happy for the Dominican Republic. I'm happy for those smaller countries that just went out and played and competed. And I mean, Gino Suarez, the third baseman that is the third baseman for the Reds that got the big hit for Venezuela. He was like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, great show tonight. Thanks for coming in, WKRP, the great Kenny Peterson.
Baby,
great to have you back in town, Mr. King. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Rolling down to Indy last night.
Okay, Indy, I got in about midnight.
Yeah.
I was back up, and here we go again.
Yeah.
And to let our folks know, we'll have the Northridge Semi-State on Broadcast Sport with John
That's
Olmeyer
right.
and Daryl Yaw on Saturday.
It will be audio only. This
Yes.
is the week where we start pay-per-view. So if you want to watch the games, you get on the Indianapolis Champions Network or whatever it's called, and you pay your $12 or $15, and you can watch any ball game you want.
Hey, let's go eat some Corby's pizza. I mean, we got to give a plug to Corby's. Corby's is amazing. It's the Irish pub. It's a great place for us to host the show. We thank the great Joe Matiga for letting us come in. Their pizza is amazing, and we're fixing to go eat about nine pieces.
They had a nice crowd here from 4 o'clock to about 7 o'clock. We ran them all off, I think, but they were in here watching the ball games.
All right, man. Great show tonight. See you guys. Peace. Man, you ain't that good. The scouting report said you were pretty good. You ain't that good.